Because there is a divine plan for your life. And even Oprah said this. If she could say something to her younger self, it would be relax. Everything is gonna be okay anyways. Wherever you are at in your life, I promise you, you are in the right place. You are on the right track. I just know it.
1, 2, 3.
What's up everybody? It's your favorite YouTuber, the spiritual bad bitch. My name is Anila Sita. If you're back to my channel, then welcome back. If you are new to my channel, then welcome. You are lucky to finally be a part of the bad bitch gang. I've been off of social media for the past 3 weeks. I've actually had sort of a Kundalini awakening, which is why I've been off. I wanted to come back and give you a little comforting pep talk. Stop stressing, stop putting so much pressure on yourself. And if anybody is struggling with anxiety like I do myself sometimes, then I really hope that this video is gonna make you feel fucking good and more aligned with life and more relaxed, okay? So sit the fuck back and just relax, okay? You're with me right now for these few minutes. Obviously, as you know me, I share my own personal stories from my life that are gonna make you fucking believe in magic and are gonna make you see that what I'm saying is the motherfucking truth, okay? And I'm not just here to tell you to relax without giving you the spiritual juice. And while I give you this pep talk, I'm gonna be doing a little clothing haul because I have some clothes here from some shops here in Bali. So, oh yeah, by the way, yes, I got tattoos. You will see there's one on my neck, which is kind of hidden right now, and a motherfucking tiger on my arm, bitch.
Changing into first outfit.
Okay, so here is bikini number 1. I literally got like a bunch of bikinis and she's looking good. Oh yeah, and here you can see the tattoos. So I have like butterflies on my neck, and I also got this cute little matching skirts that I'm gonna show you. Like, I mean, I really like it. Okay, so now let's get into this little comforting pep talk. So the reason why I felt like I wanted to make this video is because I have been going through a lot of anxiety myself recently. I've been stressing about the future. I've been having anxiety. I noticed along this path of having anxiety that I was actually getting signs constantly from the universe that were making me see that there is literally nothing to worry about and our only job is to relax. Let me explain. I want to tell you a little bit about my story. So I ended up moving out of home when I was 20 years old, and I remember from that moment my life constantly had these phases where I was really confused and I kind of didn't know what direction I was really headed in with my life. Whoever you are watching this, whatever age you are, I guarantee you'll benefit from hearing this story, so just listen to me. I went through many career changes after I moved out of home. Like initially I was in the spa, then I went into a real estate agency and quit that job after 3 days. Then I started reading tarot cards for like a company on the phone. Then I started on TikTok. Then my YouTube started picking up, even though I'd been doing YouTube all along while all these career changes were going on. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because looking back at all these times, I can see how the universe was actually perfectly orchestrating for everything to work out. It's like I always got an impulse to do something new. I would follow the impulse, and then at some point I would feel like I didn't want to do that anymore, and then I would listen to that feeling inside my heart that was like, quit this job and do something else. And every single time when I was quitting those jobs, dude, I had nobody to rely on but myself. I was the one paying my bills. You know what? It was this energy of fully listening to my heart and fully trusting in my journey. I also realized when we're stuck in these situations where we're at a crossroads, I don't know where you are in your life or what's going on. I've noticed in this process is that we need to really trust in our path and surrender control to something higher, and recognize that every feeling you have, as well the negative ones, it serves a purpose. Even when I look at anxiety in my life always tells me where I am not aligned anymore. If in a friendship I feel anxious, it's because either there's a trigger in myself that I need to look at, or it's that that friendship is not serving me anymore and I need to let it go. In my career, I would get this anxiety feeling because a change was about to happen. And there was even this quote that my grandmother said to me. I'm gonna read it out to you because it truly has helped me see things from a different perspective. It says here, an arrow can only be shot by pulling it backwards. So when life is dragging you back with difficulties, it means that it's going to launch you into something great. So just focus and keep aiming. This quote has been confirmed in my life many times. I mean, all the times that I thought everything was going to shit and I had such anxiety and I was like, I don't know how this is gonna work out. I don't know if I'm gonna make ends meet. I don't know if I'm gonna be okay. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get out of a depressive phase that I may have been in. It's actually that those thoughts are coming from fear. And you have to choose whether you wanna live life in love or in fear. But I've noticed that the path of choosing love, it's not what the ego wants, because the ego wants to control, it wants to know what's happening, but sometimes you just need to let go. And the only way to do that at times is when the universe puts you in so many difficult situations that you sort of go, you know what, fuck this shit. I don't fucking know what is going on. I don't fucking know what I'm supposed to do here. And that's exactly the place where the universe says, finally, you don't fucking know what to do. Finally, you're just gonna sit back and let us do things for you. There's another quote that I always used to read when I was going through money problems. It said, surrender to grace. The ocean cares for each wave until it reaches the shore. And that's a quote as well that makes us realize that we are a part of a huge thing. We are not here to be the only ones to control our reality. Yes, you are in control of your reality in the sense that if you have a desire, you can manifest that. You know that my channel is about that. It's all about the fact that you can have everything you want in this life. But I also just want to teach the importance of surrendering control and allowing things to unfold naturally. I'm going to get more into this specifically with an example to creativity, but before I do that,
Changing into second outfit.
here is outfit number 2. It says here, cute little 90s bitch, because honey, that's what I am, born in 1999. And of course, it works with this skirt as well that is from the bikini. So, and yeah, I know you can see my titties, but you know, I've had a long journey of learning to accept my titties. I always wanted to get a boob job, and now I'm just like, no, a small titty gang, like natural titty gang, okay? So I wanted to give you another example of, you know, this whole not worrying thing, because it's like, you can only stop worrying not because you tell yourself to stop worrying, but because you have a deeper understanding of the fact that you are supported. The moment that you really are in a state of surrender, which I have been in the past few weeks. So let me go into this now. So the past few weeks since I've started having this Kundalini awakening, this thing started in my body where I began to be very exhausted. And you know, my ego was telling me the whole time, you need to make videos, you need to be doing this. And the lady at the Kundalini activation thing that I did, it's called CAP. They have it all over the world, by the way, if you're interested in doing like Kundalini activation type stuff. She said we need to stop doing and actually just go into being. There was something about the fact that she said that literally put me in a process where I couldn't do anymore. My whole system just shut down and I was exhausted and I was in bed every single day. I haven't been in a phase like that in a long time. Just not loving myself and not having trust in my journey and thinking that I need to control every single little thing that happens, because I am also into manifesting, and I'm like, well, if things are going wrong, then that means that I'm doing something wrong when I'm manifesting. But really it's like, no, you're not doing anything wrong. You're just struggling to surrender to the process. And sometimes part of the process is to retreat and just go within and completely stop doing. And this is kind of bringing me to my next point. It's actually advice that a healer gave to me when I was struggling to surrender last winter when I was sick. And before I tell you this point, I'm gonna change into outfit number 3, bitch.
Changing into outfit 3. Ew.
Here is bikini number 2. Of course, I had to get it right? Super sexy, super cute. So now back to the story. The thing that one of my healers said to me last winter, I came to her and I was like, I'm struggling to surrender. I don't know how to be positive anymore. I'm genuinely desperate. I'm losing my mind. I don't know if I'm gonna get better. I'm terrified. You know what she said to me? She said, well, then don't surrender. Then just be negative. Like, let it be. And there was something when she said that where I kind of was like, oh. And then the resistance suddenly went away and I was like, you know what, fuck it, I don't have to be positive. I don't fucking want to be positive. I want to be like a fucking child right now that's moaning about the world, that is annoyed at everything. But basically where I'm trying to go with this is, if you're in a phase, right, where ever in your life, like I don't know when you're watching this, maybe you're not even feeling that way right now, maybe you are. All I'm saying is when you go into these phases, surrender to the emotions and trust that your true light and essence will come out, where then when it's time to move again and it's time to do things again, you will feel excited. But if there is no excitement, there is no desire to do anything, sometimes you have to surrender to that. And the moment you fully accept, you know what, fuck it, like I feel like shit and I don't know how long I'm gonna be in this, and you just completely surrender control and you're like, I'm gonna allow myself to feel like shit, is when it actually can move through your body. Because all it takes is just that acceptance sometimes. I want to show you something now.
Changing into outfit cuatro.
So here is my next outfit. It is literally just like a t-shirt skirt that is kind of long, but you know, I just think it's cute. This is actually totally my kind of style, okay? I love tomboy type things, you know, the butterflies as well. I'm like, I want to show you something now from the creative process. Creativity has shown me exactly how much surrendering is needed and how much control doesn't work. Like, the more you try to control something, it's just gonna fuck it up. I'm gonna show you something now. I recently bought myself an iPad because when I was going through this phase the past few weeks where I was literally just in bed every day, and I had this huge urge to start drawing again, because when I was a kid, I used to draw celebrities all the time. If you go on my Instagram and you scroll like all the way to the bottom, you'll see those are my drawings that I used to do, and that's how I spent a lot of my time, and it was a huge escape for me when I was a kid. Now I want to show you something. When I was drawing as a kid, I used to just copy what I was seeing. So I would see a face, right, on a picture, and then I would copy it. Whereas now, I wanted to push myself out of my comfort zone and actually paint or draw something purely from my imagination that I don't know what it is in the beginning, but I kind of just make it up as I go. And the reason why is because I've been watching all these videos on YouTube of artists on Procreate, which is the app I use to draw, and how when they started drawing something, it literally just started as blobs of color. That's all it was. And then the details would sort of come with time. And this one artist was talking about how like there's even anxiety in this process because in the beginning you don't know what the fuck it's gonna be. You just keep going and you keep going back to it and sort of working on certain details to then end up creating a picture. So this picture here, something that I painted. I'm just gonna put it up here because it's easier than fucking holding it on my iPad. But the reason why I'm showing you this is because this was monumental in my realization that surrendering creates the most beautiful results. I'm super proud of this work because I've never drawn or painted from my imagination. Like I said, I've always copied, and I almost feel like subconsciously that was also a way that I was getting control in my childhood because I had such a chaotic childhood. So it's almost like copying something that I could perfectly copy to every detail made me feel like I am in some way in control. Whereas painting this was super scary. I will also put the time lapse so you can see what I'm talking about. In the beginning, it just starts out with kind of a sketch, kind of some blobs of colors, and then gradually as I go along, it turns into like a picture. I've noticed that this is life too. And I hope that me giving you this example resonates on some level for you to see how can I apply this to my life. Like, are there situations where I am trying to control an outcome when maybe the best option would just be to surrender? I have stories for days of how surrendering has always made my life better. And now I'm gonna change it to the next outfit and tell you a story how I drew in certain miracles and amazing synchronicities when I was fucking relaxing and not doing anything.
Changing into next outfit.
So here is the next bikini. Ew, it's like skin color, which is fucking crazy because right now it's like the exact color of my skin and it looks like I'm naked, but you know, I hope that YouTube doesn't take any of this shit down. So this is it. So I feel like this message of surrendering and the universe telling me, relax, just relax, has been being communicated to me since my whole journey of being here in Bali. So I've almost been here for 6 months now. Most likely I'll be moving here. But a few months ago, I went to a retreat for 1 week. And during that retreat, I wasn't on social media because they urged us to stay off of it. And that is something that is very difficult for me since my work is social media. It's again, surrendering that control and just being like, you know what, the universe got my back. I really had to tell myself like, let go, surrender to this journey of your healing, because that retreat was for my healing. It wasn't a time for me to work. It was a time for me to go within. You wanna know what fucking happened? During that week that I was at the retreat, it was the week that I hit 100,000 subscribers. Exactly in that week. The fact that it happened during the week that I wasn't even on social media, I literally didn't even know that it was happening while it was happening until I came out of the retreat and I saw my sister texted me, oh my God, congrats, you hit 100K. But I was totally not even in a state of being able to see that when it happened. Another thing that happened is my YouTube paycheck doubled. And that shit is fucking weird because I didn't upload any videos, I didn't do anything differently, but for some reason during that week, I went from one amount to double the amount just in 1 week. And you know what? Looking at this now, I'm like, universe, you knew what you were doing. This is not a coincidence. It happened in that week as a way for the universe to say, you see? You see what happens when you relax? Everything that you want unfolds anyways. It's really funny, this whole analogy too of like being in the driver's seat opposed to being in the passenger seat. During this time right now that I've been going through this awakening, some things were happening with my scooter because I drive a scooter here where I then had to order taxis or go onto a scooter because you can order like a scooter taxi here where you get on the back. I had to do that instead of driving my own scooter, and I almost looked at the world differently too and was like, this is kind of nice. And I get to see the landscape of Bali, which usually I can't pay attention to because I'm driving the scooter myself. So I had this real like sense of the universe telling me, bitch, sit in the fucking passenger seat and just relax. Relax and let us guide you. This is where that fine line comes in of when do you surrender and when do you actually go after things, or when do you actually manifest. And I would say it all boils down to a feeling of excitement. If it excites you to be in the driver's seat, then it's time to get in the driver's seat. But if being in the driver's seat gives you anxiety, go to the passenger seat and look at the world from that lens until you feel motivated to go back in the driver's seat. And I hope that that's making sense what I'm saying. Let me change into the last bikini now.
Last outfit change.
Now here is the very last clothing piece, which is this cute red bikini. I mean, are you joking? It's giving fucking runway model. Are you joking? Anyways, you know how I was saying before that we either are living out of love or fear? I already have said this sometimes, what fear stands for, but fear is literally false evidence appearing real, okay? It's not the truth, it's a lie. And sometimes what I do when I hear that voice in my head that is saying something about my life, there's an author called Michael Singer, and he wrote a book called The Untethered Soul, which I haven't finished, but it is life-changing. And he said something like, if that voice in your head is speaking, then that means that someone is also listening. So who's listening? You are. Which means that that voice in your head that is chatting shit about where you should be or what you should be doing is actually not you. And sometimes when that voice is talking in my head and it's saying like, oh, you should be here, you should be doing this, I literally say to that voice, Who says? Who the fuck says that? And where is this coming from? And often when you say who says, is you'll realize that that voice is probably coming from something your mother or father said when you were a kid, or it's coming from something that people have repeatedly told you in school, or something that you even saw on social media. All I'm saying is that those things are not you. And sometimes when we worry, right, about the future and we don't know how things are gonna unfold, those are exactly the moments where we need to just be like, fuck it, and surrendering to the highest plan that the universe may have for you. Because there is a divine plan for your life. And even Oprah said this. If she could say something to her younger self, it would be relax. Everything is gonna be okay anyways. And I feel like that is something that I say to myself all the time recently, to give myself that comfort and recognize that my life is like that fucking painting that I showed you, all right? It's a process of not knowing what the fuck it is when I'm starting it, but simply surrendering to the process and going, you know what? I'm just gonna keep going. And if I struggle to keep going, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna sit the fuck back and I'm gonna watch some Netflix. Wherever you are at in your life, I promise you, you are in the right place. I guarantee that. I can say that whoever you are, I don't give a shit where you're from. I don't give a shit what you look like. You are on the right track. I just know it. And looking at my path, the past few months, the past year, so many divine things that they seem bad in the moment, but it's not. It's the ego that says to you, this is bad, but actually everything is serving your highest good. And that mentality, I personally feel, has gotten me much further than going into a victim mindset and thinking to myself that the world is against me. The world is not against you. You are literally the universe. Do you not recognize that you are made out of stars? You're made out of this beautiful energy that surrounds you everywhere. Everything is just perfect and divine, exactly as it is, and you're okay. You're okay, and if you're not, that's okay too, and you will be okay. So this is my video for today. I really hope that this made sense and wasn't hella confusing. I hope that it brought you some comfort, and I'm just giving you some more love from my heart, okay? It's gonna be all right, and I'm sending you so much love and joy and positive energy.